Hi, I'm Daniel Benoit, founder and lead researcher of the ECBRO, the East Coast Bigfoot Researchers Organization. So, for those who've been following me over the years, know that I am a researcher. I get out in the field, I explore, I'm an adventurer, and I try to seek answers. Most of all, I have fun. One of the things I want to present to you that for those who don't follow me, that I take my research very serious. There's a lot of experiments I do both in and out of the field. Perhaps you're aware of some of them, or you may not be aware of them. I've been conducting some of them very recently. And one of those experiments was conducted right here on social media, on several different platforms, Facebook, on numerous pages, my own timeline, Instagram, and YouTube. Well, one of my experiments involves the famous 1967 Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin Bigfoot footage. Yes, that's one of the main things, not the only thing, but it's one of the main things that got me involved in this in the beginning. Well, I supported that footage, and now I'm questioning it. And here's why. For years, science has been trying to debunk that footage. And everything points towards a real flesh and blood creature walking through Bluff Creek, California. Well, there's been rumors, for those who follow the history and the storylines behind the Roger Patterson and Bob Gimlin footage. Well, there's rumors Bob Heronimus, the man behind the costume, was a claim or a rumor, But the funny thing is, Bob Heronimus, or anybody for that matter, never came forward to provide a costume. So that was thrown out the door or easily dismissed. But funny thing is, Bob Heronimus has also passed a lie detector test. In most cases, a lot of people could pass a lie detector test. If you believe your own lies and you're calm, and you know how to control your breathing and your heart rate, yeah, all that can be easily conducted. But there's always questions behind everything. Do we question what's presented? No, we don't. We just accept what's put on social media. We just go along with it. If we're told that it's real, then we have to believe it's real, right? Because it's on the internet. Unfortunately, sadly, there's many of those that do that. And they got a very closed mind. They have their blinders on. Actually, I should say they don't have their blinders on. They're not focused on what they should be focused on. They're only focused on what they're told to believe. And that's the way social media works. Well, my social experiment, to me, proved one thing, that people see what they're told to believe. I want you to listen and watch very carefully. Now, some of you might be mad that I'm doing this. It's part of research. It's part of trying to find the truth. And I'm not saying I proved anything in this matter, but hopefully this gets you to think a little bit more. Hopefully this gets you to look and read between the lines. Yes, let's read between the lines. Let's think and consider what I'm presenting to you. First of all, take a look at the famous 1967 Roger Patterson Bob Gimlin footage. We've seen it in color. We've seen it in black and white. Most of it's shown in black and white. The video footage has been enhanced to 4K and it's been sharpened and stabilized. Excellent. It's been great. I've used the footage and the images in my presentations. It's a good example of what a Bigfoot might look like or should look like, right? Or is it a typical stereotype of what people thought a Bigfoot was supposed to look like back during the 1967 era? Look at what happened in 1968 when the Planet of the Apes came out. Those were Hollywood monkey faces. It didn't resemble anything what Patty looked like. Patty looked more like a man. So Now, in later days, Bob Heronimus presented this. And with this, of course, it's obvious. We can see that this is a costume. Now, this is what I've done. You guys seen this image all over Facebook, all over Instagram and other social media platforms. And not one person, and I'm going to keep repeating this, not one person blinked an eye. Not one person mentioned or felt negative. Not one person failed to realize that the image I shared was not Patty. It was this image right here. Yep. How is it that I shared this image, but everyone accepted this image? Because they are one and the same, and all I did was crop it and change the color settings to match Patty. Everyone saw Patty, but it was this image. Not one person said or mentioned otherwise. Everyone believed that that was Patty. Not one person thought otherwise. So now you have to question yourself. Was I fooled? Of course you were fooled, because you believed what was on social media. You have believed what's been passed down all these years. I'm not trying to tell you that the 1967 footage was fake. That's up to you to decide. Are you still willing to accept that that was real? Because I presented this and you thought it was Patty, when it was really Bob Heronimus in this costume. People, ladies and gentlemen, my whole point behind this little social experiment was people are seeing what they believe to be, what they want it to be. They're not thinking objectively. They're not thinking anything different. They got the wrong blinders on. Like a racehorse, they put blinders on so they can stay focused going forward instead of thinking elsewhere or looking in different directions. You're told to focus in one direction. You're told and made to focus where you're supposed to, where social media programmed you. You don't think for yourselves. You don't. Not one person thought outside the box. I've been watching all the responses everywhere I posted and shared this little social experiment, and not one person said that ain't Patty. Not one person. Everyone accepted that image to be Patty from 1967. Nope, it wasn't. And again, you could hate on me and disrespect me all you want, but my social experiments, are made to get people to think and open up their minds. Because are we always willing to accept what's put on social media? Yeah, because a lot of people are hoaxing these days, even those you think are your friends. They put stuff out there just to get you to look at their stuff. I put stuff out there to get you to think. Yes, a lot of it's for discussions and whatever, but I'm not going to fool you. I'm not going to lie to you. I just share my research and my views on things, and I conduct these little experiments because I want you to think for yourselves and stop accepting everything that's on social media. I don't care who you follow. Do you question what they put out there? No, because you're their friend, or they're your friends, or they're sweet talk you and they're kind and tell you and pump you up. So they get you to think like, hey, everything they put out there is legit. Bullshit. It's not. Okay? How many times have I invited you to question me? Okay? If you don't want to believe what I throw out at you, question me about it. Why am I doing this? I explained it. Everything's very obvious. But I will never hoax you. I will never hoax you. If I find something on my field videos, if I'm out in the woods and experience something, if I am fortunate to capture something, I will show it with you. And I don't care who believes it and who doesn't. But my whole point is we got to think outside the box, open our minds, stop being so accepted on what's on social media. I'm not going to carry this out any further, but I think I made a good point. If you need to, go back and review this video footage all over again and see what I did. I shared one image all over social media asking one simple question: was this a real Bigfoot? Okay? And everyone accepted it to be Roger Patterson's and Bob Gimlin's Bigfoot from 1967. But it was not. It was Bob Heronimus in this costume. One more time. Look at the costume. This is Bob Heronimus wearing this costume. All I did was throw one filter on it to change it into black and white, and I cropped it. That's all I did. I didn't do nothing else. I asked one simple question, and everyone accepted it and said, yes, this is real. This is real. This is real. Yes, 100%. Not once did anyone question it. I'm Daniel Benoit. Thank you for your time, and God bless.